there peeps, my name is Crazy Cat and welcome to my channel. Today's video is my thought and process on the Great Fairy of Wisdom. Now, I had a bit of a brain fart when it came to making this one, mostly because of two reasons. One, I couldn't remember the order of the Great Fairies from when I played the game, which was oh so long ago. And two, apparently Nintendo had changed the order of the fairies themselves for the 3DS version of the game. So, I was getting very confused on which fairy to do next. But, after watching a few people play the game, I decided to go ahead and go with the most recent version of the fairies. Editor's note, she was switched with the Great Fairy of Power, so the Great Fairy of Power will be the next one that I do. I'm already gonna go in with this and say, I screwed up on the boots. Like, I know, it looks ridiculous. I don't know what happened. It was kind of like, I think I got impatient with the paint and everything. That's why the hairdryer is sitting there, and I was trying to, I can't, I'll go ahead and say it, I can't draw feet. I can't draw feet. I can barely draw hands. So it was like, do I draw new shoes? Do I give her the thigh-high boots that they have in the game? Ultimately, I just decided to go for knee-high boots. Not much difference. So yes, I know, the legs look horrible. Don't come at me. A little bit of story time. The Great Fairy of Wisdom is also broken, much like the Great Fairy of Magic that we met in Clocktown. The other unfortunate thing is, it's not one stray fairy that Link has to find. Link has to find 15 stray fairies. Stray fairies that are somehow locked in bubbles or chests in the Woodfall Temple, which is being poisoned by the entity inside of it. Of course, upon completing the temple and finding all 15 fairies and piecing her back together, the Great Fairy of Wisdom grants Link a magical ability of a stronger spin attack, which will be useful later on down the road. Going to share a piece of my childhood here. When I was playing the game, there was no online guidebook. We had to go find a physical copy to guide us through the game itself, which sucked. And me guys tell you, finding all 15 of them fairies was a pain in the butt. It's not as bad as the Great Bay Temple, but it was still a pain in the butt. Luckily, the Woodfall Temple has some banging music. Now, I said in my last Great Fairy video that I was going to try and challenge myself, and I kind of kept to the challenge. It was basically just involving 2 tertiary colors. Tertiary colors are the colors in between the primary and secondary colors, usually a combo like yellow-green, blue-green, red-orange, that sort of thing. Because the Great Fairy Magic that I created, her hair was the orange-green, and then the colors of her clothing were kind of a green-blue, yellow-blue. So I was trying to reflect the opposite with the Great Fairy of Wisdom, and thus she looks like the Great Fairy of the Pumpkin King, like, no lie. Or is it the Great Pumpkin? Whichever one. I love it. I'm gonna go with the Great Pumpkin Fairy. There you go. That's her new name now. Of course, with all that being said, I didn't exactly lay out the challenge the way I kind of wanted to. I was trying to go with the opposite tertiary colors, so if you're going to go with a red-orange, you kind of need a blue-green. I didn't really do that with this one. I did a yellow-green. It doesn't really matter. Either way, honestly, all the Great Fairies from the Majora's Mask are tertiary colors, so I'm going to come up with combos for each and every one of them. So as I said, I flipped the colors. With the hair being green, I decided to make the leaves orange, giving it a fall-like appearance, same with the clothes. The only difference, I didn't add flowers to her outfit just because I couldn't think of any green flowers to go with it other than mums, and I was already struggling enough with clothing, so I was just like, no flowers, we're gonna stick to the leaves. I kept the gold, because the gold adds the more whimsical effect to it. I added a few little gold embellishments to her clothing, as you'll see later on. She's holding a bubble. I kind of winged it on that, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of showing that she has overcome her imprisonment from the mask. I'm just going to add a little editor's note here. I'm probably going to struggle with the other remaining fairies, their combinations and stuff. However, I don't see it as a failure, I just see it as the possibility of creating more versions of these fairies. So, with that being said, this series is probably going to be infinite because I'm never going to be tired of drawing giant magical women. Go figure. I'm going to add this in here just to be transparent with you guys. I'm not exactly 100% proud of this piece just because it took me so long to do and I struggled with it. And the funny thing is, the reasons why I struggled were 100% my fault. I was rushing it. I was not laying down base colors like I normally do. I wasn't thinking through the color process, the mixing of the colors, or I actually forgot to add the colored pencil down for details before I laid the leaves down, stuff like that, and I was either mixing it too much or adding too much water, and I was getting frustrated with the effects because I wasn't thinking. That's the issue that I have as an artist, is I actually need to slow down, and then I'm wondering why my piece isn't perfect, which is funny. I'm not a perfectionist with anything other than my art. It's one of those things of I'm realizing where I'm messing up and taking note for the next piece, and I want you guys to know that it's okay to make mistakes. Like I said before, Failure is only a failure if you don't learn anything from it or you let it keep you down. So with that being said, learn from my mistakes, slow down, have fun, and don't be afraid to do your own research. Like, I struggle with anatomy. I'm now watching anatomy videos trying to figure out how to make certain poses work. Yes, I'm using a reference, but at the same time, that reference isn't going to help me get any better if I'd have no idea what I'm doing. So, let's learn together, and if you have struggles with your own artwork, share them down below. I would love to hear from you guys and see if I can't help you, I'm sure somebody else out there can. So, share your struggles down below, or if you have a critique from me, feel free to share them. I would love to hear from you. The creative process never ends. Creation is always learning and adapting and doing better and allowing yourself to change. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this painting process of the Great Fairy of Magic. As always, the products that I use are listed in the description box below. I have some links down there for you guys if you are interested. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. So, as always, stay nerdy, my friends.